without the proper fuel. Faith is the only octane that God gave you to operate in and move your life forward. If your spiritual life runs out of faith, you stall. So our purpose is to build the faith of every participant, every individual in this congregation. How many of you have been here for less than a year? All right. How many of you have been here since the beginning? Oh man, right now. What you need to know is that it doesn't matter how long you've been in God's house, there's more faith for you to get. There's more for you to receive than you could ever understand or imagine. This is what Paul said in Romans 1 and 12. He says that I may be encouraged with you together. Paul is writing a letter to a church that he founded. He's writing a letter to a church that he started. He's writing a letter to a church that is just discovering what it means to be a follower of Christ. And he says, I pray that I could come to you, because if I come, I will be encouraged with you and our mutual faith, both for you and for me. He's saying, when I get to see you, I'm encouraged, and when you get to see me, you're encouraged. That should be something that happens every time Cornerstone Church gets together. We should encourage one another. If you've been working and serving and living for God for 4 decades, you should be encouraging those who have been living and working and serving God for 4 days. And the people who just started to serve the Lord should see you and celebrate what God's doing in your life, and you should see them and celebrate what God's doing in theirs. When my family gets together for dinner, we celebrate one another at our different levels of ability. Today we had lunch with my cousin and her son, who was just dedicated. He doesn't have teeth yet. But you know what we did with every little bite of anything that he ate? Oh, good for you. We celebrated like absolute crazy. Why? Because we want to encourage him to keep eating. Because we know that if he continues to have a healthy appetite, he's going to continue to grow physically. And someday, if he's going to be a healthy man, he's got to learn how to eat as a child. We didn't watch him feed and eat and look at him and go, I've been eating for 46 years. You're doing it wrong. But one of the problems that we have when we get together as a church is that's how we treat each other. Somebody comes to us and they say, guess what I found in my Bible? I've been reading the Bible since before you were born. Hey, I was praying and I felt encouraged. I pray from 4:30 to 6:30 every morning. I tell the Holy Spirit when to wake up. And as silly and as arrogant as that sounds, that's how pompous some people walk around in their faith. Not to encourage the brethren, but to make themselves superstars. God has no superstars. Amen. He's the shining star. Yes. So point one, our purpose is to build the faith of every participant.